front and my back piece right here. I have the zipper, I have my facings, the back and the front facing. So I'm going to put the front and the back facing on the side and my zipper. So first step, sew my front dots. So I'm putting the back on the side because I'm working with the front piece first. So I take off the pin, open up on the wrong side of the skirt, and I fold my dots together. I fold the middle of the dot, and I start right here. Lift up my foot, and there you go. I'm going to do a front and back stitch, going down to the end of my dot right here. I don't need to do the front and back stitch when I go to the end of the dot, because it's a finish line, like right to the edge. Got my thread. I do the same for the second knot, like so. Finish it in the middle, because you see you have 3 lines over here. You finish it in the middle line, like that. Go on the machine. Front and the back stitch, as I said. First 2 dots are done. Then I have my thread that came out on the bottom. Put back my bobbin piece. So those who are interested to learn how to thread your machine, or learn how to put thread on the machine, or whatever you need details on, whatever you need me to teach you how to do to go slowly, just write it on the comment section below, and I'll take my time and go through the process slowly. I have my two front dot made. I go to my back. For the back, guys, my first step when I sew the back piece, I join the center of the back piece first. Like you see, I do this, like I take the shape of the behind, and this is my zipper. I measure the length of my zipper. I always have like a 1/4 inch right here to sew my facing inside. So let me say I'm taking from here to I give it like 1 inch to the end of the zipper. I had marked it over there. I could come down a little bit, like 1 inch down. So 1 inch down is right here. So taking it like this, back stitch, go right down with the shape of your behind, and I'll have like a little opening to ease movement. So I'm gonna stop right there. Make a back stitch. You need your back stitch to stop the stitches from opening, or like have a bad step and have a slip at your slit, or you know. So I'm gonna do the same for the back. Fold the center of my dot, because my dot has 3 lines. Fold the center of my dot right to the sharp end. Follow my finger and place on the machine. Do a back stitch. Do a back stitch to end the sewing. Perfect. I'm going right down to the edge. Do same for the other side. My second ditch dot, like that. 3 lines. Fold the back. Fold the center. And let's sew the 2 other lines. Back stitch. Don't forget the back stitch. Very, very necessary. Right. The next step is the zipper. So I'm gonna go to the ironing table, press open the center bar like this. Then I do my zipper, then I sew the side. All right, we're going to the ironing machine to iron this up. Alright guys, this is my ironing process. I have my back, the two pieces of the back. I open up the middle seam line like so, and I iron it up. Make it flat and nice, very flat and nice like this. Sure it's flat. Guys, I advise you to have a very good iron, because the ironing process is a very, very important process when you're sewing, because that really helps you bring out your sewing, like bring out your stitches right, like it brings out the shape right, like it just gives it a really good finished touch. And then when you sew without ironing and you sew and iron, you can see the great difference. And it's preferable iron as you go. You stitch and iron, especially when you have to deal with a fabric that's not 100% cotton. It needs a lot of attention and pressing. So I have my middle line ironed, my middle seam line ironed just like that, and I follow the shape of my tracing wheel. I follow the shape of my dotted lines. For those who don't know what tracing wheel is, I showed it in my first video where I was cutting out the skirt. So turn it over. Make sure you iron those darts really flat to avoid some bumpings, some heels and garters. So we have it flat down. Back piece right here. I do same with the front piece. I iron the darts, iron it flat. It don't really matter what side you send it, but preferably I like to send it inside. So it's on you, it's your choice how you want to send your dart. Just make sure you send them on the same direction so they have the same shape. So if you choose to send both darts inside, you send both darts inside. If you want to send them outside, you send them outside. Just make sure you have the same direction for both darts. So that's my skirt, the front of the skirt. Press and iron. Press and iron. Right. Put your front and your back is ironed. Go back to the machine for step number 2 of the sewing. Still on my ironing table. I know I had shown you when I was cutting the skirt how to cut out your facing, and I have cut out a facing. This is another way to do your facing for the waistband, for the waist of the skirt. This is the most easiest way, I think. Like after you sew the dart, you place it directly to, you fold the skirt. This is the front. You fold the front and place on the folded fabric too, just like that. Make sure the end they line up together, and you cut it out. This is our advice for a beginner to use this method, because this is more practical and it's less work for you. It's like a shortcut for you when you do it this way, compared to when you cut it while you're cutting the skirt. Because when you cut it while you're cutting the skirt, you're gonna have to sew the darts the same way you did on the skirt. But when you sew the dart before you cut the facing, it's easier. You just go straight to the fabric to cut out the facing, the waistline facing, and you don't have to sew the dots. So your piece is already ready when you do it this way. So I advise every beginner to use this method. This is faster and easier for you. So I just cut the front. The front is right there. Fold this and put on the side. I'm cutting the back now, like so. So just put it together, and the back don't need to be folded because it's two separate pieces. I don't have to go to the end of the fabric, the folded edge of the fabric. I could just place it anywhere, so long as it's two pieces of fabric. Like the skirt is, the back of the skirt is two pieces of fabric. So I'm going like this, just cut it out. Again, this is the easiest way for you to do your waistband, your waist facing. It's easier. You avoid to do the dart. You just go straight to your fabric. The facing don't have a dart, just the skirt has a dart. So I'm taking this piece away. I'm lining up in the back piece. Make sure the sides meet. I'm gonna have like a notch somewhere here that will help me identify the middle back, the center back, and the side back. So with this notch, now I know this is my back. This is the center of the back. So that done. Take this away. Take the sides of my front facing, align it together so you can have the same size, and cut it. I just need the side, just the side. I can always adjust the middle to my desire. Just the side, because the sides have to meet up when I'm sewing. So those are the two places I really worry about. Those are my two concerns, the sides. All right, so this is cut out, and the next thing is to apply an interfacing on the facing to make it heavier. That's optional too, because the fabric is kind of heavyweight. You don't really need to do it, but I'm just gonna do it because I want a little bit to hold the waistline, to be firm on the waist. So I'm gonna use the interfacing on the facing because it's a heavyweight fabric. You could go without it, but when it's a very light fabric, like a light polyester or light cotton, you have to double it. You have to use your interfacing. I'm using it here again, as I said, because I want a heavier weight. I want it to be heavier. I want it to like stand firm on the waist, and especially if you're a little thick like me, you want to have an interfacing on the waistline to avoid the folds and the curves and the bends on your waistline. This will keep it like firm standing up. And cutting that out because I have to iron it, so I have to iron it together. Okay, cutting that out. Don't mind me singing. Alright, that's the two back. I'm gonna put some speed on this. Cut the front. The front is on fold, so I'm folding the fabric like this. And I make sure the end meet. Don't just put it anyhow. You need a perfect finish. So like this, bring it to the edge, make sure it meets, make sure both edges meet. Have it there, have it there, cut that out. Like some speed, let's put some speed. Remember, we call it how fast can you make it? So we try to make it faster. You don't really have to be perfect because it's an interfacing. It's gonna stick together when you iron it. Alright, that's done. My face, interfacing. facing on the side, and iron this together. Again, do the notches on this, a notch in the center front. That always help. And put that together like this. Again, don't forget to put your notch on the side too to follow the sewing allowance, because we don't have the dotted lines by the trick anyway. So it's very, very important to have like the notches for where you're sewing, where you have to sew the interface, the facing of the waist. So we have right here where you have the tracing wheel, the dotted lines. That's exactly where we're gonna put our notches. So I'm folding it like that, and I do a notch on both sides, front and back. So on both sides, sorry, we both folded pieces. And I'm going to this piece. So the interfacing, as you can see, has two sides. The side that's a little brighter, like is whiter than the other side. The whiter side is the side that has the glue. So it's the side that has to be in contact with the fabric. That has to be in contact with the wrong side of your fabric. Because this is the good side and this is the wrong side. So the brighter side that has the glue should be the one in contact with your fabric. Remember that whenever you're using your interfacing. This sticky. Perfect. Let's stick together. Don't worry about the extended part, you're gonna cut it out. What matters is for the interfacing to cover all the facing, all the parts where the interfacing is like overlapping. You're gonna cut it out. So there we go. We have interfacing and facing stick together. We have the back of the skirt and we have the front of our skirt. We're going back to the machine to put all of this together and mount up the zipper. All right, we have our facing ready for the waist. We have our back piece iron and pressed out. We have the front piece dot iron too. So the next step is to mount up the zipper. So I like to press it, iron the waistline, the back, the center back, because it's a big help while you're sewing the zipper. Because if you don't iron it out, you're not gonna have the exact lines or the right position for the zip. So when you do that, it's easier. You know, you just have to position your zip like that. The first side, which is the left hand side for me sitting this way, should be next to the plastic part of the zipper, like next to it, and then the right part of it, based on how I'm sitting, covers up the left part. So we're gonna start with this part first. I'm gonna put down the zip because I can't really sew over it. So you see I have like a 1/4 inch allowance that are safe to sew in the facing. So I'm gonna go like this. your back stitch, very important. Okay. Alright. I'm sewing next to the plastic as close as possible. Zip down as I go, slowly. When I get somewhere, I close the zip. Put up the needle a little bit. Close my zip so I can have a clearer look at what I'm doing. So, going like this. If you notice, it's not a straight line, it's curved. Why is it curved? Because I'm trying to bring out the shape of the buttocks. Funny the way I call it, right? I'm trying to bring out that shape, like, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm sewing as close as possible. I'm going slowly for those who want to learn how to sew the zipper. I'm going slow as possible to show you how to mount your zip. Slow, slow, it's very delicate, so no rush on the zipper unless you know what you're doing, like me. If you don't, it's wise to go slowly. I end right there and I flip it over a little bit to sew the cross line. Put it my foot down. I go slowly to the back stitch. Slowly, guys, slowly. You want a very good finish. Stop right there and I lift up my foot. Flip over. As I said, the right side, which was my right, now my left, is on top of it, on top of the plastic part of the zipper, closure of the zipper. So I'm going slowly, guys, slowly. And at the same time, I keep my curve. I keep the curve of the buttocks. That's also funny, right? I go slowly. It depends on you, because some people like to keep it like 1/4 of an inch, some people like to keep an inch. But I like to bring as close as possible for perfect finish. So I'm taking this like so. When I get close here, I take down my zipper. Control the fabric, guys, because you get into the end of the zipper. Yes. Perfect. I'm going to sew it all over again because I was so slow and I had my stitch down a little bit. Alright, we're going to leave it right there. Perfect. Put out the thread. There you go. That's your finished zipper right there. See? See the curve? That's the curve for your butt, the tops. That's the curve right there. Love that curve. You see? You see the curve, like it's curved in. Alright, next step is to join the sides, the front and the back side. Your tracing will play a good and big role while cutting, because look at this. The tracing will already show me where I have to stitch, like where I have to sew. It gives me those dotted lines of where I have to sew, so I make sure you align together. This is my front piece, this is my back piece. This is the right, both good sides of the fabric facing each other, and put the straight in the back. Guys, as I said earlier, I go a little slow in certain steps because I want those who are not good in sewing, those who are learning how to sew, backstitch, very important, to follow up and catch up. stitch, very important. Do same on the other side. Front and back facing each other. Align the tracing wheel lines, the dotted lines. My back stitch very important, as I said. Move on. Still align together. Follow my dotted lines. Back stitch at the end. Right there. We already have our skirt. We already have the skirt shipped out. Alright, I'm going to join the same thing I just did, sewing the sides together. I'm going to do same on the facing. That's the front facing right there. This is the back facing, the two pieces of the back faces. Remember, I had that big notch right here to show the center back. I like to sew it and press it, but we could just leave it like that so, but we really know that this is where we have to press and iron when we go to the ironing table. So I'm gonna take the two sides, the side of the back and the side of the front, the good sides facing each other like this, facing each other like that. For those, to avoid confusing you guys, I'm just gonna cut this part out because it's a little confusing if you don't know what you're doing, you know. So it's good to like cut it out. Cut it out. Cut the excess interfacing. Cut it out. Cut it out. So you see on the other side, cut it out. In order to align it perfectly and avoid all the confusing lines. Cut it out, cut it out. As I said, the two sides, the front and the back side, facing each other right there. The front and the back. Front, back, good side, facing each other. I'm going to follow the notch that I did on the front of the skirt for the side seam. Flip it over like that. So I know I'm sewing like this. Guys, I'm going to show you some other shortcuts or some other finishes you could do to the waist of your skirt. You don't always have to be like a facing. You have different options like having a waistband. You have different options like having an elastic, like a fancy pretty elastic on the waist. That makes it easier and prettier too. So you have different ways of finishing the waistline of your skirt. You don't always have to be facing. This interfacing might be difficult for some people, but that gives you the perfect finish if you don't want to put a waistband or if you don't want to put elastic on the waist. So the interfacing gives you a perfect finish and align your waistline perfectly when you wear your skirt. So on another video, I'm going to use elastic and the waistband tutorial for you guys. So we did the sides together, and this is the center back that falls by the zipper side. So the next step I'm going to do, because I want perfect finishing. I'm a designer. I love finishes. I pay attention to finishes. Like finishes is like something I really pay attention on. And I would like to do the overcasting first. Some people call it mirror, some people call it overcasting. So that's my next step. I'm going to do that finish first before I finish up my skirt. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Alright guys, we are on the last step of our sewing straight skirt process. So we have the finishes done, we have the zipper sewn on, we have our facing. So the next thing is I'm gonna flip this on the right side. Il y a quelque chose que je dois faire. Je dois me rassurer que la jupe s'y me va. Alright, we are on the last step of the sewing process, which is applying the waist bend, the waist facing to the waistline. So I sew the side seam, I iron it, I did my finishes, my overlocking inside, you see, to have a perfect finish. So right now I'm going to apply the facing. So I'm gonna open the zipper, take both right sides, cut out these hanging threads. No hanging threads, no hanging threads. So I'm going to place, guys, remember the notch I did here? This notch is for the center back. Right, let me come closer. This notch is for the center back. The center back is right here, so I'm putting it right here. I'm gonna need my pins this time around. Alright, I put it right there to meet up right here, and I fold it inside like that. I'm pinning this to hold this together. Very good to have your pins around. Hold it together like that. So I'm coming this way. I'm trying to make sure, I have to make sure my side seams meet. My side seam for the facing and the side seam for the skirt. Make sure they meet, and I open my seams together because, as I said it earlier, I love my finishes. I like it to lay perfect and straight. I like them to meet. So when I have this together, pin it together. So when I have this together, that's going to orientate me on the side. So if I have to take it off here, I'll take it off. I'll come back to the center back, fold it back together, pin it back together. Right. Do same. Pin as I go. The two good sides facing each other. The skirt, the good side of the skirt, the right side of the skirt, and the right side of the facing each other like this. Pin it together. Pin that together. All right. See, my two side seams have to meet. Open the sewing allowances. Pin that up. Again, I come back to the other side of the center back like that. Fold it inside for a good finish by the zipper. I pin it together like this. This prepping is very, very important to help you have your line straight. Because if you just go ahead and start sewing, sometimes the center, the side seams not meet. The side seams don't meet together. So if you just go straight and start sewing without pinning it together, so it's very necessary to pin it together before you start the sewing process. Because when you pin it together, it helps you like organize it and have them lay down flat to each other. So that said, that done, I'll go ahead and stitch. So be careful. Remember we left a 1/4 of an inch here to avoid going on the metal part of the zipper, because that metal part of the zipper helps us block the zipper not to like come out. So we make sure we avoid it. So you could put a chalk mark somewhere like that. This is it right here. Make sure you don't step on top of it and break the needle. You don't want to use a whole pack of needle to sew one skirt. Alright, so I'm on top of that metal part of the zipper, stitching, back stitch. Make sure you take out the pin, or you be careful to step over it, not on top of it, because it could break your needle or break the pin. Alright. I'm sewing on 1/4 of an inch. Sewing on 1/4 of an inch, open up the seam. Because we want a perfect finish inside. Seams open. Seams open. Seams open. We're almost to the other end of the skirt. See, I didn't take out the pin, but I was careful to step over it, not on top of it. So you have two options: take the pins out as you go, or be careful to step over the pin, not on the pin. I'll take it out in the corner because the pin was like kind of curved on the bend on the side, so I'm just taking it out. I don't want accidente. Open the seam on the side. And keep going. Take out the pin. Make sure you match up. Again, I'm at the end, the metal and hard plastic part of the zipper. I'm going slowly. I can still use my chalk and mark it down that this is the danger zone. Don't step over it. Danger de mort, as you say in French. Slowly. You could use your hand when you get to this point to avoid, like, if you're not sure of where your thing is. Back stitch, very important. Take it out. Take it out. Alright. The next thing I'll do right now, take off the pin especially, because you don't want to get pinched. Alright. I'm going to cut it out. Like, guys, make sure you have a good pair of scissors. A sharp pair of scissors to avoid hurting your finger and stretching out to cut fabric. straight. I'm going to go back on it, make sure it's straight. You want a perfect finish. Good now. Coming up. And I'm going to like do like little clips like this because it's a little curve to follow the shape, so to ease my sewing when I flip the facing inside of the skirt. I'm going to do these little clips. Don't go over the stitch, because if you go on top of the stitch, you're going to mess up the stitch and you have to do it all over. So just be careful. Just little clips, not right down to the stitch level, just little clips on the waist. Little clips, little clips. It's advisable to use a smaller pair of scissors. I'm using a big pair of scissors because I'm used to this, I know what I'm doing. But if you're still learning, you're not that careful with the scissors, I'd advise you to use a smaller pair of scissors, not too sharp and small, that you can easily handle and do what you have to do. So that's done. I flip it inside like this. Flip it inside. Flip it inside. Alright. See that finish? Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay. Alright. And the next step I'm going to do is sew over the facing, pushing the sewing allowance inside towards the facing, pushing the sewing allowance up. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this to have a perfect finish, to like easily fold the facing inside and have a perfect finish at the waistline. So I'm going to do like this. Have a stitch right on top of the facing and the sewing allowance I have inside. There we go, just like that. You should go as close as possible you can to the sewing line between the facing and the skirt, as close as you can, and making sure you sew over the sewing allowance inside. Make sure you sew over it also, and pushing it up towards the facing with your finger as you go. Over here, get it out. Push with your finger, make sure it goes up, not down. Push, push, push. Yeah. Backstitch, optional. What I was talking about. You see, I flip the sewing allowance upward in such a way that my stitches go over it to push it upward and fold this easily. See, sewing allowance, sewing the side seam meeting up. That's your perfect finish right there. The side seam meeting up. You fold it inside like this. There you go. Almost finished with our straight skirt. Hold it like that. I love my pins to hold it together. Hold it like that. My pins. Pin it together. beginning of the video and the introduction of my YouTube channel, I'm all about showing you shortcut. That's to give you a good outcome, that give you a good finished product. So saying that, I'm gonna do something here right now. See, that's always high, all shaped up together. There you go. See it right now. We're almost there. Close your zip, and voila. If you remember when I was cutting the skirt, the back piece is always higher than the front. The back is always higher than the front. Why so? Because of the buttocks. It's always higher because of the curve in the back, the curve of your behind, that curve right here. So that's why the back is always longer to cover up. You don't want to sit down and have your back all outside. So I'm going to do some little stitches to hold the facing to the skirt. So this is another shortcut. Instead of you having to sit down and start doing the hand hem and all that, I'm just gonna show you a shortcut where you could just do some simple and short stitches over your skirt to hold the facing and the skirt together. So I'm going to do a stitch right here. It's gonna look like a decorative stitch, like some decorations or whatever. I'm just gonna do a second stitch over the zipper. Second stitch, very close to the stitch of the zipper, like really close. Just gonna be like a second stitch, kind of decorative kind of stitch, but the main reason for this stitch is to hold the facing to the skirt. Look at Annie right there. See? Don't that look pretty? Don't that look pretty? It does. So that's my first stitch. I'm going to have another stitch right here, a hidden stitch on the side seam, like right inside the side seam, invisible seam inside the side seam, to hold the facing and the skirt together. Back stitches, and there you go. I'm going to do that on each side, on the sides and the center back. I think that's good enough to hold the facing and the skirt together. I'm not gonna do it on the dots in front because that doesn't look right for the finishes. So do the other one on the side. I'm going to do as much as I can to have the stitches invisible in the seam line. Okay. There you go. Back to the back, doing another stitch next to the stitch of the zipper. Very pretty stitch, as close as I can, making it look beautiful, like a decorative stitch. Right there. Right. Done with it. Look like. All right, for the hem, as I said, with the waistline, you could either have a waistband, you can have like the facing as we did, you can have like an elastic on the waist to make it look more fancy and pretty, to do something different. Also, at the bottom of the skirt, you could either do a hand hem, that will be another tutorial on another video on my channel, or you could do stitches, sewing stitches, that look nice too and easier to do. But today I'm going to use my favorite shortcut, the easy hem. We're going to do that on the ironing table. That's the last step of our straight pencil skirt. Sewing process is over. We're going to round up on the ironing table, guys.